Okay, so our first legend here is Bangalore. State your pros and cons. Go ahead, Kai.
Uh, well, Bangalore overall is like she's a decent legend. Like I don't use her because she kind of screwed me over sometimes. But other than that, like I feel like she's decent. I'm saying her tactical is good because it gives you safety and the fact that people won't be able to see you where you are. But that can be overcome with the digi threat and some good guess aiming, I guess. Um, what she should be able to do is see through her smoke. So if she smokes on herself, she has a bit of an advantage, like Caustic. Uh, Her passive overall still good. The whole 2 seconds, it makes it harder for people to hit her, or it makes it an easier getaway for her. Her ultimate needs not well, the tactical needs massive work, but the ultimate needs, I think, a rework because no one's gonna stand there and just wait for an ultimate. Like it's really not going to hit, especially where the game is now, because most people just duck or slide as far away as possible, and if you're Wraith, Loba, Pathfinder, you have a very good chance of getting out. So what I feel like is that it could be like Gibbies, where it's like Rose, but then it does less damage, or like it could be something else. So
Okay,
that's my
that was
opinion.
good. All right. In my opinion, her best thing is her passive. The double time is actually very useful, especially like in because I agree with what you said. It's a detriment to not be able to see through her smoke, especially for her herself to not be able to see through the smoke is very bad. Because just like caustic, it could be a more of an advantage to you. Like I know this isn't play anywhere, but she is kind of boring. And like if you did a little thing tweaks with her tactical, I feel like that could make her a little more fun to use. And her ultimate, I think to just give her a new one. Because if they rework it to be like Gibby's, they're not gonna do that. People are gonna complain that it's too similar. So I think they should just give her a new one completely. So out of all of that, I would probably place her C tier. What do you think?
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
C tier. Sorry, Bangalore. Next, we got Blue Thunder. Okay. You want to go first for this one or no?
Nah, 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 nah.
All right. So we already know he's either top two. So first off, let's talk about before the aftermarket event. Bloodhound had an ultimate where it lasted a little longer and it gave you a scan every 6 seconds, which was broken. Plus, his ultimate gives you a speed boost and it heightens, it enhances his tracking skills. So you're basically dead if you had a bloodhound as an enemy. Um, I never really saw anything wrong with him, except for the fact that you can't get away unless you're using his ultimate. You can't get away from his fights unless you know how to duck and slide really well. But other than that, Bloodhound is exquisite. What do you think?
I have to agree with you there. But at the same time, he is really good, but it depends on who is playing with him. Because, like,
True.
well, I should rephrase what I just said. It depends on like who's using him in the game. Because like some players are more aggressive, and like whenever they scan, they always go push with the ultimate. Sometimes that could lead to team, where they get disbanded. They have to go save them, but then the other team already healed up. Maybe even got a clutch revive. So you know, but as you said, yes, he is a really good legend, and I feel like he's I don't feel like he's not there yet. They've given him buffs, but
And they have and his latest nerf was just by 2 seconds during his ultimate. So like they made the scan 8 minutes instead of 6 minutes cooldown. I said minutes, seconds.
seconds.
All right. I'm not gonna lie. I would place him A tier. Like he's not S tier yet. I would say.
I'm saying for the season where it is, I feel like he probably somewhere is an S tier, but he's not number one.
Yeah. I'll put him. So I agree with you. Let's put him in S tier, but he's not number one in S tier. All right. There you go, Bloodhound. Next we have Dr. Caustic. Okay, you go first on this one.
Oh shoot. Well, when it comes to Mr. Knox, he's still very good defensively, especially in tight situations. For one instance, um, we were in World's Edge and we saw this caustic, so we pushed on him. He went into like this crate and he put two gas traps on either side. And somehow when we tried to push on him, they activated even though we weren't near them. And we got trapped to them, and for some reason, all for the gas made our shots go around him. So I feel like just because the gas slows down people, that's enough to like get them off guard, and then you can finish them. And then his ultimate, well, I say that could probably use like a tiny buff in damage, because it is really good for like if you want to camp somebody in, but it's not that good for like, oh, it's a really long fight. I put in my, Nox gas, but then somebody gets barely hit by it, but they make it out, and other than that, it's just a waste. But he still overall is a decent character.
I agree with you on like everything you said. Like I love Caustic. I used to play him a lot when I actually tried to main him. This was like in season 5, and I absolutely adored him as a character. He was really good. Um, I loved his tactical. It was kind of annoying at the same time though, because if you had a Caustic as your teammate, it depends on how you play him though. Because a lot of people just throw out his gas traps all over the place, and that's not how he's supposed to be played. You're supposed to think of like where a person would actually end up going, not just throw it in the middle of nowhere or something. His ultimate, it's always been kind of iffy for me because if you get caught in that and you're in a enclosed space where no way out, you're dead. And he could either trap you with traps on both exits. So it was a lose-lose situation there.
Yeah, you have a very good point there. So yeah, he really is just like a double-edged sword. Sometimes he will be very beneficial and clutch up, like when the storm is doing its final close. You toss in the gas trap, it gets all the damage, including with storm, and you basically got yourself a free dub.
That is completely true. I would say Caustic is between A and B tier for me,
I
mostly
feel
A
like he belongs in B tier for where Apex is at now.
for Apex is on now. Especially that the maps it start. I know they're trying to make it more free and open, but also put a little more structure to it. But Caustic is better played in like more tight spaces, like Bunker. Like it's not tight, but it's like a tight stretch.
Yes, Bunker is a very good play. Very good.
Caustic is meta for Bunker. So I would agree with you and put him in B now. All right, Crypto. My old main.
I feel like you should start for this one.
Yeah. All right. So before the season, I was hardcore Crypto main. It was a little mix it to the beginning of the season, right? Hardcore Crypto main. What's it called? Did combos completely me raid. It was awesome. Um, until they nerfed him. They made sure that when if you like they made sure that if you drop the body shield, like this is more so towards the enemy's point of view though. If you drop a body shield, it still cracks any body shields in range, which is kind of stupid, but it works out. And then they nerfed him again that if your enemies are caught in it, they get slowed. I'm assuming they don't take damage or they do.
Um, sorry to cut you in. I don't know. Are you so these are nerf? I think it's just buffs to him. Well, no, these weren't even buffs. It was a patch a long time ago. But how about we talk about like the current state crypto's in now? I'm saying I'll take it away from here though. But yeah, so I feel like crypto got a couple buffs where it makes his drone basically hit his entire kit. His drone is doing everything. So now it can respawn your teammates. Now it can do other
which is
things.
useful. And what I love about that is that it's one tap with the respawn. You don't have to hold it. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not even that. It's not even like that's broken, but that is extremely useful for like when
Hmm.
it's time to go, and you don't have the time to sit there for the respawn because the ring is closing.
But I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
crypto where he is fine.
I would always love a little more to add a little bit more to crypto. So I don't know. It's B or C tier for me. So what do you think? I'm not gonna lie. I would put him in B tier.
Um, I feel like I should put him in C tier with Bangalore because it doesn't help. It doesn't really help crypto himself. More or less, it just helps. Well, it does help the team, but I feel like crypto needs something more to help himself with the drone.
That is actually very true. His drone mostly used to help his teammates and and to help to get them back. Everything his drone does is to help his team, except for the EMP, which helps like everybody.
Hmm?
Yeah, I would. I really have to do go with you. I know I'm going with you a lot on these, but like you sound extremely right. And now we got the big boy Gibraltar. Okay, when you have one of these people on your enemy team, it is really annoying, like extremely annoying because they don't die. His shield can eat a Kraber shot. Like you could tell me that that's nothing, but that is completely crazy.
No, not even that. The fact that if you somehow hit him for a leg shot or a toe shot, whichever one, foot shot, it does 99 damage. That 5% increase, in my opinion,
15%,
is busted.
15% decrease.
15% decrease, I meant, sorry.
Yeah, it is completely busted. And then this takes me back, kind of makes me think about Caustic, because Caustic and Gibraltar's hitboxes aren't they're not equal size. You can obviously tell. Gibraltar's is bigger. I'm not saying they should nerf Caustic because he's basically good where he's at right now. But like I think they should make his hitbox more of like a 10% or at least 14 or 13. But
Hmm.
anyways, we're talking about Gibraltar here. So his ultimate, if people are not that bright and actually stay in it or don't have time to get away, it's broken because it does damage as soon as it hits the ground, like an impact. His
I,
dome shield is amazing. The only lasting for 12 seconds is not so bad.
oh yeah, let me add on to it the whole. Let's talk about defensive play. Defensively, he is probably he's the third best person when it comes. No, fourth. Yeah. He is the third best player when it comes to defensive play because the fact that you get increased healing, increased rising speed, right, in the dome is really good for benefits when you're in a tough fight. And the fact that, arcs, like ordinances and ultimates, they don't do much and nothing happens in the dome. So,
Sorry, you
like,
broke up a little bit. Can you repeat that?
I was talking about like defensive, as I said, defensively. His dome shield gives faster healing and resing, and the fact that ordinances and ultimates like bounce off of it, and I just mean like Gibraltar's and Gibby. Well, not Gibraltar. What? I'm really struggling today. I meant Gibraltar and Bangalore's. Maybe even Caustic, because it can't go in, but it'll like bounce out and still might cover in. But either way, he's still really good defensively.
Yeah. I right now I don't see anything wrong with Gibraltar, like at all.
I'm saying, yeah,
Um,
me too. All I feel is that we need a nerf. He needs a nerf.
in something. What do you think they need to know though?
Um, Definitely the decrease and probably the gun shield.
I think his decrease is fine. He is big.
I don't know.
Bigger than Paul. Gun shield I actually agree with because there's no reason for that thing to eat a Kraber shot.
You're right. He should have some damage taken on him, just from the fact that it's a Kraber.
And it plus direct impact. So
Yeah.
I would say
So overall,
tier S tier.
I feel like he's an A tier.
A tier, right?
Yeah.
Right here. Miss Lifeline, Mozambique. Yeah.
Good luck with that impression of yours, buddy.
Yeah. So I was a hardcore Lifeline main. Got 1,000 something kills with her right now. Also heirloom, like 3 legendary skins. That's not the point though. Um, I love her. Like before like around season 5 area, basically, um, she got buffed. It was on the EA Play Live thing, but at the same time, it wasn't really a buff. It was a rework because they took away her fast heals, but gave her more of a com. What would you call it?
I feel
Combat medic.
Yeah, basically that. So basically, it just allows her to revive a teammate with her drone, which makes sense because you know it's a drone and she has
Well,
multiple.
she's always had that, but then at the same time, this it has a shield, just like it did before. But this time you place it down, but you're still able to fight, which is useful. But I still to this day missed fast heals. I feel like they should give it back to her because she's lacking something
But
right
then,
now.
but that's the
I feel
thing.
like she
That's
can.
what they had to take away so you could fight, but at the same
What
time.
happened?
But what if we had instead of like back to gold body fast heals, which is how her fast heals was. How about we do a
Like fast heals period.
just a bit faster, like for
Yeah.
like a shield battery instead of the whole 5 seconds, right? You could dumb it down to like 4 seconds, 3 seconds,
3.5.
3 second, yeah, 3.5, 3.3.
Yeah. I think they should just give her fast heals period. Like not with like med kits, cause that's I don't think they never gave it to med kits or syringes, only the shields. But they should give her back her fast heals. Um when your enemy team has a lifeline on their team, it's very annoying because they will stand next to them and spam res the whole entire time.
But what you could do is by some chance you can like hit the drone midway, and then sometimes you could just still kill the lifeline and then get the kill again, because she revived him. But overall, she's a defensive legend, and she's the fourth in my opinion. Why is Gibraltar above her? Mainly because of the dome and the fact that he has a decrease. And most of the time, you can't stop a
What?
Gibraltar in some situations, but a lifeline can be stopped if you play it correctly. Same thing with the Gibraltar, but the Gibraltar is harder. Not a lot though.
Um, but the thing with Lifeline is between her and Gibraltar is that Gibraltar still has fast heals in the dome plus fast revive. It's basically her before the buff, before
Yeah,
the
you're
rework.
right.
So I would actually do put her in B tier for Caustic. Is she better than Caustic?
Yes, she is.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because again, Caustic is good
Wait.
defensively, but is he also good like when it comes to also with the like the medic stuff? There's other things we have to account for that we didn't say. But yeah, I would put Lifeline above Caustic.
And between Bangalore and Crypto?
I feel like they're fine with where they're at because I feel like if they gave a buff to Bangalore, she'd move up the ranks very quickly. Because overall, she's a good legend.